see someone follows me on Instagram. Yeah, Hans loves Chinese food, but he's not great with chopsticks. So.
Vidit, could you sign this, please? Your third page, please. Vidit, could you sign this, please? Your third page, please.
Sorry, sir.
Thank you. Great game. Thank you so much.
আরে সামনে যাবে তো খুব ভালো
প্লিজ বাবু জানো বাবা কি হলো Sir, one piece. Sir, one photo, sir. Sir.
इसे थोड़ा रास्ते से दूर रहो। हार ये ब्लॉक करो अनिश पीछे लेके आओ
All the best for tomorrow, Wesley.
Yeah, thank you.
ये बोला ना यहाँ गाड़ी लगा हुआ था।
Whatever suits you. Whatever suits you. No, in person.
अरे शायद
We just want to know whether you have played Anand before in your career, and if you can sum up the match with Anand, especially that round match. How do you see that match?
I played some rapid and blitz games with Rishi before, but I think I didn't win a single game.
But today you had your chance, and you.
Yes, I think today I had some great chances to win, but finally when I played Queen G5, I wanted to go Queen F6 after King F1, but then I simply missed 97. Then I had nothing better than go for a repetition.
What went wrong with the last round, Wesley?
The last game was crazy, and I was winning before, and then I had no time to calculate, and then give up some great chances, and then he found the best moves, and he had winning position, but then he made a terrible blunder, and then I found the only move to win, but finally I missed mating 2. It's terrible.
Hi, my question is for both of you. Wait first. Well, it's a very crazy schedule for a lot of test players. It was Goa, Doha, here, probably vacancy for not all but quite a few players. I was recently seeing an interview of Prague where he was asked, there is no time to prepare, what do you do? He said that try and utilize the game time as preparation. Since there is no time to train and prepare separately because you're traveling, playing all the time. So he said that why not try and use the game time as preparation time? What's your opinion on that?
I played many tournaments in the last year, and then I decided to give up the chance to play in Doha. And for me, it's like in rapid and blitz tournaments, it's better to preparing tournament. But for classical tournaments, you need to prepare. For example, before 10 days before the tournament. Yes.
So what would players do? There are so many tournaments, so many formats. What would players do? Should they take a break? As and when required, and skip a few tournaments? Should players take a break and miss a few tournaments if need be?
Yes. You have to choose between many tournaments. And, some of them are important for you, but some of them you have to give up.
I have the same question for Carissa. Try maybe take it. Is it possible to treat playing time as a preparation time as well?
Yeah, so it's kind of an interesting question. Can playing time be preparation time? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I think to some extent, playing is kind of the best practice that you could do. I think a lot of my training, for example, is playing training games online with strong players, that sort of thing. And so I think you can also see with a lot of top players who have sort of surged to the top, there's a period of time where they're playing like non-stop, essentially. Just like back-to-back tournaments, maybe like 2 or 3 days in between just for travel, but otherwise you're just playing. There are a lot of strong players who say this sort of thing is necessary to become a better player. I think kind of different things work for different people, but for me, I'm still relatively young enough that I could play a lot of tournaments without being too tired. So I played in Doha, and then I'm playing here, and then I'm playing in next week. So it's gonna be a lot of chess, but I think it's doable. It kind of just depends on the person.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Carissa, maybe you can take us through your game against Goryachkina today?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for asking. So I played Goryachkina kind of recently in Doha, but as black, we were playing the blitz and we drew. Okay, so this time I think kind of out of the opening, I picked this interesting like bishop g5 Italian line, which is of course very rich. And leads to a lot of fighting positions. Black has a variety of setups to choose from, but okay, she enters like a pretty sharp line where she pushes the pawn in front of her king side, castle's king side. And then at some point, I think black's position, black needs to be pretty careful there because things can go wrong easily. So at some point I got d4 in, which is good, putting pressure in the center, and then I got this queen h6 in. And yeah, after I think she allowed queen h6, I probably would have suggested she play king g7 at some point to stop that. But after queen h6, then her king side pawns are falling. And it was just a very tricky position to defend, chance of losing material. Okay, and then at this point I thought that, it should be pretty clean from now on. Yeah, Goryachkina has a great fighter. So at some point, I started getting worried that she had a fortress. With rapid and blitz, it's kind of hard to take all your time and figure out how to defend properly, and then at some point I tricked her, managed to win.
And was it good training to teach Hans Niemann how to eat dumplings yesterday?
Okay, I see someone follows me on Instagram. Yeah, Hans loves Chinese food, but he's not great with chopsticks, so he's dropping everything. One of these days, actually, Wei can teach it.
Thank you.
Yeah, Carissa, I have one more question. You're obviously very strong when it comes to classical chess, as you are 4-time, already by 22, you are 4-time US national women's champion. You said that you are very good at classical, but when it comes to rapid and pace, you're still exploring it, right? So going into a rapid and pace tournament, how does your preparation look like? What sort of changes do you do? Is it all training games? How does it look like when you go into shorter time format?
I think for me in rapid and blitz, I tend to focus a lot on openings because, in classical, if you get surprised, you have a lot of time to try to figure it out over the board. But in rapid and blitz, if you get surprised, sometimes that can end up being quite nasty. So kind of just like small weapons or ideas I want to utilize in the tournament. It's kind of what I focus on for rapid and blitz in general. And yeah, also training games. Again, I always love playing training games. I think
Chess World Championship, which will have fast classical, rapid and blitz, so the amalgamation of all three formats. What's your honest opinion? Do we need it as a player? What do you think?
Honest opinion, okay. First of all, I think the Total World Championship is great. I'm always happy to see more strong tournaments in the circuit. I think as for fast classical, which you brought up in particular, I played the Women's World Team, which was kind of a trial run of fast classical, and it's basically 45 plus 30. And I can't really speak for everyone, but I'll say like the U.S. team was having a really hard time kind of adjusting to this format because it's just so weird. It's not quite rapid, right? It's not like 15 plus 10 or like 25 plus 10. But it's definitely not classical either because things just happen so quickly. And then kind of before you know, you have like 10 minutes left on the clock. So I think it's an interesting time control, but I probably wouldn't say that it really is classical.
I have a question for Vidit. So, do you think players who believe that playing before the tournament, like before playing rapid and blitz over the board, do you think playing online bullet helps? Because we have seen people go all night long playing hyper bullet before a tournament, like in blitz and rapid tournament. Do you think that helps?
Yeah, I think it maybe helps, but maybe it's useful for you to keep the shape. But for me, I don't like playing too many games online. Yeah. But maybe I should try.
And one from Carissa. So in the last couple of years, you have only played like 3 or 4 rapid or blitz tournaments and mostly focused on classical. So is there something like you have some goal in classical you need to achieve, or just not enough time to play different time controls?
I would say classical is probably my favorite time control as well. So that's probably why I play mostly classical. Rapid and blitz is kind of, like I said, not really time controls that I play too often, so I don't really play online that much either. And probably I'll say like every year I try to play real rapid and blitz, but those are kind of my only faster time control tournaments.
And nowadays, even in classical, the time control varies from 90 minutes to even up to 2 hours. So is it hard to adjust between wide ranges of time controls even in classical?
I honestly feel like I played just so much classical that 90 minutes, 2 hours, it's not much of a difference for me.
Way this year I think will be very important for you as candidates is coming up. What are your plans already for the candidates? Will you play maybe less number of tournaments, or will you play as usual before the candidates?
Yeah, I think before the candidates, I will not play many tournaments, and I think I will spend more time of mine to prepare for it. Yes, I think maybe after this tournament, I will go back and plan to prepare for candidates.
And maybe you can reveal a little bit or anything about your team. Is Ru Jiangyu in there, who was there with you in the World Cup?
For me, everything is not sure now. It's not confirmed. That's after this tournament.
Okay, any other questions or don't?
Okay, thank you for your patience and cooperation.
Thank you.
And see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
what you do is I can